He needs to put a beanie on.
Hello. Welcome back. This is another episode of Family Talk. It's your boy B.
Listen, if you don't know who I am by now, hey, this Chef Jimbo, man. Good morning, everybody.
Man. Hey, man, we got another episode for y'all today. It's just me and your boy Jimbo today. We rocking out today. Shout out to our other two co-hosts, Nick and Nate, that unfortunately couldn't make it this morning. But Jimbo, what we got for him today, dog?
Man, listen, we were supposed to have a couple more family members coming by the barbecue, but you know how that work out. You know, either they late, they say they coming, or they just don't come. But you know how it is.
We all have those barbecues.
Oh yes, sir. You better believe it. But today we're gonna be talking about should men or women shoot their shot in terms of dating. Let's just make that clear in terms of dating. Who should shoot their shot? Think about that. We need everybody to be live, active, commenting. We're gonna put the link into the description box on our YouTube page. Please make sure you go check that out. It's really simple. It's really simple, guys. All right. So please let's get active. Let's do this.
Let's do this, man. We'll be right back with y'all. You should mention that. Oh, we kind of. You might do your phone. Hey, welcome back.
What's good? Welcome back.
All right. Hey, man, we got Adrian, Coach A today. Usually it's just Adrian. We got Coach A today. We got a different type of verbiage today.
I'm always Coach A.
But you ain't never put it on the show till today. Yeah. Nice to have you on today, man. Always
Coach, why he coming for you like that already this morning?
Appreciate it. It's all good.
It's all love.
That's how you wake up.
Yeah, it's all
Dante Parker, good morning. Oh, look at my daddy on. Good morning, Pops. Good morning, Dad. Howard.
Okay.
Hey, Dante, you trying to hop on, man? What's up with you, man? You free?
Dante, we'll need your perspective on this too as well, man.
Yeah. Only reason I didn't ask you, Dante, I forgot to ask you. It was too late.
He didn't want you on. That's why he didn't ask you.
Oh, man. Hey, Sam, you need to get this guy.
I have to live with him. You better get him.
She's a smart woman. Listen, I say 1,000 miles from him, so I can talk hot garbage.
Nah, don't let them fool you Facebook and YouTube. He'll talk hot garbage in my face. He'll talk hot garbage in my face. But ladies and gentlemen, everybody, let me introduce my lovely girlfriend, Sam. She is accompanying us today on this subject, and she's gonna be the sole woman with her voice out. So everybody listening, don't hesitate to not help. You know what I'm saying? And then let it be by herself with all this discussion with these men. So this is my beautiful woman here, Samantha. Say hi to the people.
Hey guys. You know in the background.
Yes, you know me in the background, but we
good to have you.
Thanks.
Live in effect today. But let's jump right into it, man.
And she can handle her own, huh?
Yeah, she gonna handle she with your boy, you know.
Here we go. All right. Stay humble now.
Well, let's jump right into it, man. Should men or women shoot their shot first? And I'm gonna go ahead and lead off on this. I think with my opinion of that question, I was raised in an old school type of home, where my mother, she doesn't chase. You know what I'm saying? She don't chase. That's an old school way. It's the man that's supposed to chase. So growing up, I mean, it was guys that needed to chase. You know what I'm saying? It was the guys that needed to step up and say something. It wasn't the women that to come and say something to a man. Obviously, we live in a total different society these days, and we're gonna get into why we live in a total different society, because my situation is totally different. But in my opinion, I think the man should step up and be the one to take this first shot. Dante already agreed.
Right, wait.
What's that, Jimmy?
Can I ask a question before we get started?
Yeah.
Like, should we define what's taking the shot first?
We can define that
before we get deep into this.
We can define that, taking the shot first, and we can all go around and what's our perspective of taking that first shot. But my perspective of taking that first shot, initially is having the willpower, the manpower, because sometimes you can get a little bit nerve-wracking, going to talk to a female, but just stepping up, talking to a female, and taking that first step, and engaging her into yourself. You know what I'm saying? Putting yourself out there before that female puts herself out there. I mean, that's basically my thought process on it. Fellas, y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all think. I think the man just the perspective of just stepping out and saying, "Hey, my name is such and such. My name is such and such. Would you like to accompany me to a dinner? Would you like accompany me to a walk in the park?" You know what I'm saying? So we can get to know each other. I think this the men that should step up and take that first shot and engage into a woman. That's my perspective.
So you're pretty much saying that taking the shot is the man asking for a date.
I mean, asking for a date.
Is that got something to do with starting conversation? Is that taking the first shot?
I think that's taking my opinion. My opinion is the whole perspective, taking the conversation, the first date. I believe men should be the one to ask the woman to marry. That's taking the first shot. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that need to drop down on the knee and ask. You should not. A woman should not be asking a man to marry her. My opinion. A lot of people see that differently. My opinion. That's what I mean by taking the first shot. The man taking the initiative to engage into the relationship priority.
I think, I mean, of course, that's how we was raised. I was raised too, and that's just what we normally do. But personally, I don't think it really matters. I don't actually. If you think about it, women been taking the true shots long time ago, because most men won't approach unless they feel like they're going to get a yes. And so
that's true.
Oh yeah, like a subtle.
Women have a subtle way of taking shots, and you don't even know it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I think I could do this now. They have their ways, so they've been taking shots before us, long before we even knew.
That's true.
Already on the radar.
Right. That makes sense. But because you're right, we're raised that way, and that's what I meant by a man having that confidence to even.
No, don't switch your story now.
No,
don't switch your story now.
I had already said it. I ain't switching. I ain't gonna renege on it. I'm standing tall on what I'm saying. But Adrian, right? Dudes don't always have the confidence to say it. Now we got different dudes out there for different situations, but dudes don't always have the confidence to step up. He's technically right. In history, women are the ones to be like, "Hey, let's do this." You know what I'm saying? Rather a man just not going for the initiative. I still feel like men should do it. But Adrian's right what he's saying.
But I mean, and continuing on, I don't think it in this day and age, it really doesn't matter, because there's just so much distractions and stuff that's going on that sometimes people don't realize what's in front of them. And so somebody else the woman might recognize it, like, we might make a good couple, or he might, what I'm saying, or the man. So, how you get to that finish line really doesn't matter. The point is that you get there and you get that shot. So I I'm just a confident guy, so I'm always looking ahead. So I'm gonna try to be the one to take the shot, but if my wife, or if she had to mention it earlier and she came up, I never turned nobody down when they came to talk to me earlier, unless of course I wasn't interested, but you always give them a shot if somebody come up to you, depending on if they fit your criteria. So I don't think it really matters in this day and age of who's taking the first shot as far as dating or even marriage. There's been, I've talked to girls that been just dating the same guy for 7-8 years. I'm like, well, y'all ain't talked about marriage, and ask him to marry you, put him on the spot. That's what I say. Put him on the spot.
Jimmy.
Put him on the spot.
All right. See, that's where I'm torn at. I've been thinking about this ever since yesterday because I was like, I know how I was raised with my mom.
Yeah.
But I also know a lot of my personal experiences, and I really didn't see anything wrong with a few of them. Like I've had situations and what Adrian said too, I've had situations where there were women that they noticed me and I didn't notice them. Yeah. And then 2-3 years down the line, we finally start talking, but not the date, but we just finally start getting that friendship. Whatever case, I felt this way about you. And I'm like, oh, you did?
That's why it took 2 or 3 years, because you ain't know how they felt. You were scared.
No, I wasn't really. I noticed them, but not like that. You did what I'm saying? Yeah. Because yeah. Don't want to incriminate yourself from live TV. Let me. Sam said, "Wow, no." But and then there are other situations where you have. I don't know if y'all ever had this experience where you have women who let you know. They can like Adrian saying, they can let you know without them saying something that they're interested.
Uh-huh.
You got a situation where women can they can just let you know that they're interested.
Yeah.
Some stuff I don't like. I don't. Yes, it's a tough. I want to say I believe the man is the head. You're supposed to take that lead. But just like if you don't notice her, and like Adrian say, if there's a woman that be like, and Henry got a comment on here. He said, sometimes the women notice men before we ever notice them.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So if it were a woman, I know a story of a couple that's still married today, when the woman said that she knew before he ever spoke to her that they were gonna be married, that was her husband. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a woman might see that and be like, oh, that's gonna be my husband. She might believe that in her heart, but what if the man don't notice her? Like, is it wrong for her to come up and say, hey, you ever thought about taking me on a date? Is it wrong for her to start giving him the googly eyes, or like, hey, we should go get a drink? Is it wrong for her, you know what I'm saying, to just go on his face and say, hey, my name is, I don't know Ashley, but we're just gonna say Ashley today. Hey, my name is Ashley. Just a conversation, and then wait on him to take the lead to ask her out on a date and stuff like that. Like, it's so many different scenarios that I'm running in my head. I'm like, what's actually taking your shot?
It is. No, go ahead, Jim. My bad.
No, that's it. I'm like, that's where I'm trying to create that foundation so that we can have the same approach with all these different situations and not switch it up. Right. You know how we humans do. Yeah. We'll switch it up based on the situation instead of having the truth is the truth, no matter what the situation is. Right. You did what I'm saying? Right. And I'm trying to get.
But you got to take into account that there are different situations. You can't apply each truth to every situation. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what it is. Like, for instance, like you said, in that situation where the woman and the guy, the woman felt like she knew, maybe she should have, if she would have spoke up earlier, they would have, saved some time, or, and then at the same time, if he would have spoke up earlier. So, I mean, I understand what what you're saying,
but he didn't notice like that. You did what I'm saying?
That's the
like
whole
it was.
point. That's the whole point. He didn't notice, right? She noticed. So then, therefore, she's in line to take the shot because she know, or she feel a lot stronger than he does. So that's why it doesn't matter. You say they've been together for a while now, right? So it don't. Yeah. So the situation is going to be different. It's just dependent on the individual and what's going on. Now, culturally, we've been influenced to put everything on the man when it comes to this whole situation. But that just because we've been, raised like that doesn't mean that that's the correct way. Obviously you want to have a guy has to have confidence. Everybody got to have a certain level of confidence, but confidence to lead somebody is one thing, but knowing, if you have an opportunity or a chance or not is different. So sometimes a woman can step up because she might know that this guy, he don't think I'm gonna say yeah, or he don't think, I like him, or I'm into him, or maybe he just, because sometimes men just distracted, they don't know, like you was talking to you said y'all were friends for a long time, because and she's like, I was, she probably was interested in you since day one, and she's like, what's taking this dude so long? I left all these notes on his car, and I didn't laugh at every joke he told.
And they wasn't even funny.
All your jokes, you ain't that funny. Tell the truth.
Yeah. I mean, and this is where I want to pull up my situation, because I know my beliefs where I feel like the man should initiate. But in my situation, and even my past relationship before this relationship, it was the woman that noticed me. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to elaborate on it, because now it's your turn to talk. We're not going to keep on running it, just us.
I mean,
just elaborate. First, I want you to elaborate on what do you feel? How do you feel about a woman taking a shot, and then elaborate on our situation.
Okay, I don't think it really matters. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Sometimes men just don't pay attention to nothing.
Pretty much.
But in our situation, I don't what like some Facebook group that we were in, I had seen like an introduction video of B, and I was like, okay. So I shoot him a message, and I'm like, what did I say? Oh, I love a Southern boy that loves his mama, or something like that.
Yeah.
And after that, B kind of took it. I didn't have to keep initiating.
But the reason I took it is because, of course, I got interested and I wanted to continue on the situation. So that's where I say, where the man, she shot her first shot, I fall and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole situation on what I was trying to elaborate early on. Who we got coming on, man?
Hey, my man, how you doing, brother? Good morning.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good morning.
What's your name?
Everybody on YouTube calls me Mr. Research, but my name is CA.
All right, CA. Nice for you to join us, man. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I ain't want to interrupt you speaking, man.
What's that?
I ain't want to interrupt you speaking if you needed to finish what you were saying.
Oh, no. I'm just so happy that you came on and joined up with us, man. We love the fact that you came and joined. We want to hear everybody's perspective on this, man.
Appreciate it. So I got a different perspective. So I got the fortunate to go international overseas when I was 19. So I lived in Romania, France, England, the grill. And I think this discussion is really a USA thing. Because women in different countries, they'll put themselves in the way. Is what it's called.
Okay.
They might hit you with it. Oh, that's nice font on your hat. Where'd you get that from? And now it's up to you to start the conversation.
Right.
Or what's that logo on your shirt, coach? What are you doing?
Right.
And then see, like, I'm from the hood, but now I'm in corporate, so I kind of remixed the game for myself, and so that's a whole nother level of the game, because when you're on this higher end, because of like I'm the only black man at my hospital.
Mhm.
When you're on the higher end, it's like, okay, he's a unicorn. I gotta put myself in the way over there. So I've literally had women in an uncomfortable way. CA, when are me and you go hang? Sweetheart. I make real stoic moves. You just too loud, sweetheart. You bring it too much.
You're just too loud.
Yeah, too loud. So yeah, it's that type of thing. I would suggest to you. Shooting a shot normally happens in other cultures, Indian, Pakistan.
Mhm.
People are trying to connect for the sake of family and business, and like
Yeah.
they don't just date to date. You know what I'm saying? So I was even chopping it up with some of my people from London, and even though not a lot of women shoot their shot, sticking to the title, but they still put themselves in the way. They
I
still
like that though.
make sure that they in a position where somebody can open their mouth to them if they've already chose. Because last point, we also got to acknowledge, and I'm quite sure your girlfriend would agree, most women in their minds have decided several different ways that they situation gonna work with you in the first 5 minutes, but they might not say nothing.
Mhm.
But
And
the thing, like I watched that video like for days before I even said anything to him. So I was already there by the time the message went.
Yeah, and I think he's right. You know what I'm saying? It is more so of a U.S. thing, and it's more so because it's not an issue. This is just a general conversation that we having. It's not an issue, but I think he's right. It's more of a U.S. thing because I've even seen women that's not from the States, they'll put themselves out there quick. You know what I'm saying? They're smart. They'll start the small talk. They'll start all the kiki and giggling. They'll put themselves out quick. It's more of a U.S. thing where, and it goes back to what Adrian's saying. With we were raised to think one way when it shouldn't matter, but because of how we were raised, that's the way we thinking.
Yeah, I agree. You had him. Culturally it's different. I think you should take me to dinner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They'll put themselves out there quick and be like, hey,
yeah, that's
you
a
need to
good
take
idea.
Oh, they will though. Go ahead, Adrian. My fault.
No, I'm just agreeing with the brother, and like he mentioned also, different, again, it's different situation. Like, the whole purpose. A guy, like here in the US, a lot of times men are, let's just be honest, we're not looking to marry, we're just looking to have fun. And so
Yeah.
each approach
yeah.
to each woman is the same, is that same aspect, like we, trying to have fun. Whereas do you have women or guys that's more focused, family focused, business focused, and so their approach is different, and they might see a person and be like, yo, this is the person that probably will make a good husband or a good business partner or a good leader. And so they're going to react differently. They're going to, like he said, they're going to put themselves in the way, if not take a complete shot themselves, because they don't want to. Men, we'll shoot ourselves in the foot, man. We just, that's just how we are culture wise, because we don't focus ahead like for family and stuff like that as much as we should. There are some guys that do, but a lot of us, we all been through that dating scene where we just playing the field. That's all. We just
What you say? What you say? Going with the flow, Adrian.
go with the flow, just drift, and that's what everybody else is doing. This is what I'm supposed to do. I know. So it's just crazy, man. But that's what we go through. So you got to have that focus. So what's your name again, brother?
everybody, on the internet, everybody calls me Mr. Research because
Mr. Research.
Because in medical finance, you got to remember all these policies and laws.
Mhm.
So it changes every November. So it just puts me in the habit of constantly researching stuff. So I do this historically too. Like I'll research the Celts, the Franks, the Czars, all the section of Africa. Like Nigeria is not the real name of Nigeria. It's
Wow.
Nigeria is a name that a white woman told the Africans that they got to start calling themselves. It's really the Nok Empire.
Yeah.
Cameroon is not really a place; it's really part of Nigeria. So all that type of stuff. So man, and it's good. it's good for us in the community to know these things that you can go see yourself. So I'm not just making a speech to you.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
oh, it's like that. I do want to make this point that Coach just made though. I think that our children suffer from our random sex dating though, because they always got to start over.
You can change that from you can change it from thinking to those are facts. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
Because I look at
100% agree with you.
Yeah, me
I
too.
look at it like this. Other cultures, not all, but most of them, they're one thing, and I say this in a lot of speeches. They're trying to get their children to be managers of our children because they know our children just want to be laborers and contract people. Now that's not to hate, but I try to point out to dudes, especially, you can make money, but guess what? The dude in 1920 made money. Guess what happened? A family came along and got at him when he was at his weakest and took everything he accumulated as theirs and gave it to their grandson. These are levels of
That's factual. That's factual. That's factual. Yeah, Jimmy, looked like you was nodding on something. You got something to add on?
Oh, no, like I just agree with what he was saying about our children, man. Like they, our kids suffer from different things that we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just was agreeing with him on that. And thank you for coming on, Mr. Research, man.
Yeah,
We appreciate it.
Brother.
Appreciate your bedtime. Like,
We got this from Justin.
Some good comments here.
Yeah, let's be honest. Oh, he left. Oh, I'm about to say you could have stayed on, bro, if you wanted. Let's be honest. Lots of people don't shoot their shot because they're afraid of rejection. They want to be wanted. That rejection is just another question mark in life of why I'm worthy.
no, Justin make
Yeah.
Justin always be making good points. I like the fact that Justin be making good points, and that's where a lot of dudes come in, and that's the rejection thing. And a lot of dudes fear rejection. Some dudes don't care about rejection; they just move on to the next thing, and that goes with women too. That's sometimes they don't say nothing because of the rejection aspect. But you got to know your worth, man. You got everybody walking the face of the earth got to know their worth. Know the fact that there's somebody here for you. You know what I'm saying? There's God has placed somebody on this earth for you, and like I said, this question is not nothing that's an issue. Just something we wanted to broad out to see what everybody's thoughts on it. But Justin, you're right, man. That rejection thing, that's the huge key. Is a lot of people.
Exactly, not just guys though. Yeah,
it's not just guys. It's females.
Rejection is human.
It's learned. That's all learned behavior, man. Depending on how you was raised, and it becomes a habit. Like, cause I met guys in college that they didn't have they didn't fear rejection at all.
Right.
Like, we were in college. We would go to and see me. I was a little timid growing up. I had that fear at the time. Like, you know, I had to see like 3 or 4 signals before I was like, okay, all right. It's time to take the shot. but my friend Lamont, man, we would go in there, we'd be standing there talking, and if a nice woman walked in there and everybody said, oh, she looked nice, you look around, he was gone. He was already talking to like, yo, what's up? Like,
survival of the fittest.
Exactly.
Survival of the fittest, whoever get there first. And some people some people are like that. And I mean, me growing up, I was kind of like one of those people. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? If I caught an interest in you, I'm gonna say something. Now, if I got rejected, my mind is plenty more fish in the sea. I just roll on to the next one. You know. Yeah. But like I said earlier, my past 2 relationships, the woman stepped up. So that helped me realize that, okay, I don't always have to just go and say something. Women notice me as well. So that was just my approach growing up. If I saw somebody I was feeling or digging, hey, little baby, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to figure out what's up with you. But it's a two-way street. I think Justin just said that it's a two-way street. women are more can be more bolder than men sometimes, and just bring them and put themselves in the scenery. So that's just my perspective on that whole flow front.
I look at it like this too. Like in these YouTube streets, I've been around since '07,
Mm-hmm.
and I had quite a few channels, but they got terminated. But what's so funny is we call it for some ladies, we call it the right of refusal.
Okay, yeah.
Women want the right of first refusal.
Uh-huh.
So like it's like they don't want to put them. Not all of them, of course. I think many of them are starting to realize because these non-black women are getting so bold
Mm-hmm.
because their demographic has changed. You
Right.
feel me?
Yeah.
And so you know, whether it be their men are more metro or whatever, or whether it be like I had an Indian girl say to me, I always wanted a black guy, but we never were able to connect. She was busy, I was busy, you know, but it's that type of thing. So it's like I try to tell black women because I do care about them, but I'm not going to play myself for them. But I try to tell them, hey, look, outside of America, it's way harder.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to take a note from the Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you see sometimes there's a beautiful Portuguese or Latin woman with a little short, hairy chest Mexican man? Here's my point. She love that dude. That dude is loyal and she feels safe. She
Right.
don't care if she's 4 inches taller than that dude in heels.
Yeah.
So in our community is the only time they had these plantation conversations. Other than that, man, you know, it's like, you know, you're supposed to holler at who you feel safe and loved with. That's my
Right.
thought.
Right. I totally
That's
agree
true.
with that. I totally
And
agree.
that comes from the culture, you know, just seeing, you know, like collectively we kind of decide what's good and what's not good, you know, tall, dark, or what the situation is. And it becomes pressure on everybody to make sure that you either A, match up to this so that you'll get chosen, or B, you pick this so that, you know, everybody feel like made the right choice. And so, you know, and that's the hardest thing is separating from that influence, from that culture, like you said, and just picking somebody you into. It doesn't matter how tall they are, you know, just based on the quality. But
Right.
that's part of having an open mind. You know, you really got to you have to practice that and learn how to have an open mind. So all opportunities you can assess and decide, yeah, this is a good opportunity, or no, this brother is just like everybody else. But if you don't have an open mind and you say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to a Mexican guy, or I'm not going to talk to a black guy, or I'm not going to talk to a white woman, or whatever the situation is, if you have that closed mind, then I don't think you can really make you're going to have trouble with every relationship you have. Think about that, because if you have a closed mind, when people come to you that you think is your best choice, if they don't match up, you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to deal with it because they're not fitting in this box that you have. And so that's how you have a lot of problems and stuff like that. People don't have the wisdom on how to deal with each other in relationship wise. So I think that's a good point. And you do see it, because we used to wonder, that, be like, how is he with that fine woman? Or, you
Right.
know, how did she pick him? You know,
Right.
but guess what? Happiness, and this is something I'm learning even till today, happiness is happiness. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what other people think. Like Jimmy came to my basketball game. I'm playing a little basketball league, right? And so I'm out there. When I'm out there, I'm just as happy as LeBron James is, and he playing on a bigger stage than me. You
Right.
can't you can't really change the happiness. You know what I'm saying? You can't change it and be like, okay, because my stage is smaller, my happiness is smaller. That's not true. That's not true. You can be happy in a relationship with anybody, and those feelings are just as real as somebody as a Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship or whatever it is. It's just your perspective and how you control it. And so I think that's huge.
Let me give you guys a theory real quick, and you tell me what you think. I believe that since Black women, for example, have come into their own 1980, 1990. You remember 1960 was the right to vote. It ain't really that far along since women really came into their money. A lot of the behavior is new money behavior. As guys, we understand there's times we can't get the finest woman. We go the one that kind of makes us say, you know what? She's a good chick. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm good. I'm gonna deal with that mole on the right side of the face, or whatever the case may be. I don't think women have had enough time in their new power money position where they've gotten those jobs in 80 and all that to where they can recognize you will drive yourself crazy trying to get the perfect situation that goes with your situation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming.
And so they spend so much time, some of them, speaking anti-male, that it's like, to Coach's point, no, you need to get in a situation that is elevating you and challenging you and making you feel safe and what have you. And I tell women all the time, sometimes their picker is off. Sometimes they're picking Tank Top Tony and Wave Cat Willie, expecting him to be a family man. And it don't make sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
Tank Top Tony.
I like it.
Tank Top Tony lining them up, boy. He lining them up.
Everybody
picking him. Everybody picking him. That's why he got so many, because they all picking him. They don't realize it.
Hey, Jimmy, let's run through some of these comments, bro.
All right, Justin. Let's also think that some of that thinking comes down to ego as well.
Yeah.
With man, I think the majority of stuff is ego with man.
Yeah, anything dealing with a man sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the time, okay, all the time, is your ego. Nah, you about to get off the show.
Justin said we hate no dudes with tank tops.
Oh, hey, yo, we got to get Justin on here one day, boy.
Yeah, you got to wear the tank top right now.
Gotta get Justin on. But we're gonna move away from this subject. We want to thank Mr. Research for jumping on.
Mr. Research, thank you, brother.
Site and blessing us with his presence this morning. I think he went on for a split second here, but we want to thank you for coming on, brother. Man, we appreciate the knowledge you brought to us this morning and opening up a different perspective than what we started out with. Man, we really appreciate you coming on, man. Please don't hesitate to come back.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Justin still going at it, boy.
Hey,
just say he said I want to be a kept man.
Listen, Justin is honest. He is one of a kind.
I love this guy. I love this guy.
You should have saw me and him get into it in the cafe, boy. It was always me and him.
Yeah.
Going at what?
Justin, man, you got to show your face one of these days, man. You got to put your face out here so all our viewers can take a look at who's been consistently a consistent family member on the Family Talk discussions, man. I really
just give your email to Nick or send it to me through Facebook.
Yeah, send it, man. We got to get you on one of these mornings so we can discuss some of the things that you be putting on here, bro.
Justin, shout out.
Hey, Mr. Research was right, but I thought he was finna take us down another trail.
Hey,
me too.
Hey, he blessed us though. He came on with stuff we wasn't even talking about.
Yeah, he was on point, but he was. I thought we was finna go down a different trail. Like I was like, we might have to get him on for another subject.
Didn't do my research yet.
Yeah, he came on Guns A-Blazing. I thought that was pretty dope though. He came on. I thought it was pretty dope.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, Adrian.
But
yeah, he did drop some good stuff though.
Yeah, he's dropping jewels. Yeah, but I'm with you too, Adrian. He was like we was about to go down another path, but we wouldn't prepare for. But
voting, women just started voting. I was like, Let me switch gears. My hamsters, boy, they switch quick now.
Hey,
It's an old school system, but they switch quick.
hey, he was about to get on it, ain't you? But that's what we had going on today.
Wait. We're not moving yet. Stop in your track.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Put that up.
Right.
Put that up.
Hold on. Let me write down just the email real quick. Let me see.
Oh, Justin just sent you an email?
No. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I lied. All right. He sent some kind of picture. I ain't no telling what Justin.
Hey, this is a comment for your girlfriend. Look, somebody saying women are not good choosers of men.
Wait a minute,
right.
Dante.
We got to get you on
Wait
here.
a minute, Dante. Wait a minute, because now you putting my girl in a situation right now. You putting my girl in a situation, and as the man of the relationship, I got to step up and help you, brother. I got to stop you right in your track. What you mean women are not good choosers of men? Ain't you married, Dante?
Dante trying to say he chose her.
I can agree.
Honestly, I think both people choose. You know what I'm saying?
Both of them are the choosers. I don't think it's just solely on women. Dante laughing. I don't think it's just solely on women.
I think women tend to put up with stuff that they shouldn't be putting up with.
I think men
quote unquote not good choosers.
When you talk about it in that aspect, then women, because that's true, women do put up with stuff that they shouldn't put up with.
Men do too.
Men do too. Men do
guess,
too.
But I think women are more guilty.
I'll sit and stand and say women put up with more than a man would stand up for.
Yeah,
Or but for stay in the situation, a lot of women will put up with more mess than a man will put up with more mess.
Yeah, that's true. But men hide it a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they have to be macho. They can't be running around crying and be like, "Oh, she beat me at night." You know,
right.
They try to hide it. They try to hide it.
Indulge themselves in other stuff.
Yeah.
So this goes back to what Mr. Reacher said about
Justin, get off TikTok. Dante, I sent you the invite to your email. Justin, crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna make a shirt. Take Top Tony.
Hey, make me one too, bro. I'll give you the money for it.
He got to see what that Tank Top Tony.
Yeah, we need to get a design. Choose me. Tank Top Tony.
Justin's still running with us, fellas. Justin's still running with us. Jimmy, you want to read that?
The ladies would go with that thug and rough guy because
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. Because all right, so Justin pretty much saying ladies would go with the thug, tough, has no purpose, no drive in life type of guy. You know that I'm paraphrasing, guys.
He didn't say all that, Jimmy.
Basically said that.
Rough guy.
Because and she'll think that she can change the guy. Pretty much, yeah. I've seen that a lot.
I think men do that too. I think they jump into relationships to try.
Try
to change whoever they're with too. I mean, I think that goes a two-way street.
Drum roll, please.
Dun.
Tank Top Tony. You should be able to change his name.
Dante, what's good, man?
Hey, morning. What's going on, fellas? How y'all? And lady.
What's up?
Good to hear from you, brother.
Good to hear from. What's your insight?
I appreciate you.
What's your insight today, bro?
So, all right. So, man, I was just having a conversation with someone that I train, and we were talking about relationships and stuff like that, and the reason why I say that women are not good choosers of men, if you think about it, if you go back to like what how the Bible was, and my pastor broke this down to me, and I'm just like, man, I was like, wow, that's kind of deep. I never really thought about that. Mm-hmm. So when back in the days when Jesus was alive or whatever, basically around that time, the father picked the woman's husband, and because men know what a good man looks like a man can put a sheet over his head, and make it look like, hey, yeah, this is what I am. But a man can look at it and be like, yeah, bro, that's not right. Like, nah, it ain't something ain't right about that. And women sometimes can't see that. Not all women, but most women can't. And so that's why I say that they're not good choosers of men, because women can be, I mean, men can too be manipulated, but men, we run, as y'all said before, playing the field and running game. Like we've been doing that for so long. Like women just not starting to kind of understand the game, if you will.
That's what Mr. Research was
whether they. So I mean, that's why I say that they're not good choosers of men. Just because of that, and then on top of that, a lot of the times that now, especially now, if you, and Jimmy alluded to this as well, the man is supposed to be should be the head of the household. So now if you got a woman trying to lead the household, you got problems. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's why I say that, man. So I mean, it's not a shot against women. It's just certain things that men are equipped to do and that they can see. And the same thing for when it goes to women. There's certain things that women just are equipped for that men are not. And it's not a shot on either one. It's just, that's just the makeup, and that's how God created us. It's a reason why, the man went hunting for food and the women didn't. There's a reason for that. It's a reason why women have kids and men don't. God, that's just the way that God created us. So it's not a shot on women. It's just knowing that, we all have different roles, and you just got to kind of play your role, kind of thing. So
yeah,
that's all I was trying to get to.
I understand.
I agree with him 200%. Of course, it's just hard when you just put all women in the same category. I mean, but men, when it comes to choosing men do make better choices because we're men. So just like you saying, we can see things in other guys because we know, like, no, this because we've done it or we've been in
I see what you're saying.
So I agree 100%. And I believe that all women is supposed to be their father or father figure, should have that man in their life that they can talk to so that he can let them know, be like, baby, he don't really like you. He got about 4 or 5 others. I'm telling you, because I tell people that all the time. I'm like, why, what's going on? Like, I call him, he not answering, or he only call me a certain time, or like, you might want to check and see if he's married,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree, men definitely, when it comes to looking at other men. And that
listen, when you talk about the Bible, I already agree with you. I can't disagree with you. Long as it lines up with what the Bible specifically says.
Yeah. But it's important though. Huh? It's important.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with him. I like that.
No.
I sent Justin an email trying to give Justin a chance. Okay. Let me see what Cuzzo got to say on the subject. On this subject, you have to realize that of lately, a lot of these women don't have father figures in their lives to show them how a man is supposed to treat them. And I believe that after that, they are.
I think maybe I should try one.
So it's like a tea.
And I 100%. I think that's across the board. I think that's across the board. Those, like you're saying, a lot of people are growing up in broken homes. So, dudes don't know what a good woman looks like. Women don't know what a good man looks like. And I agree, Carolyn.
Yeah, I agree to that too.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's important, especially if you're talking about men, supposed to be the leader, is the head of the household. How, if you haven't seen a good example, then then you don't. How can you be a good example? That's learned behavior.
Yeah.
And so when you get into that relationship, you're just gonna, do what you've learned. And if you haven't had a good example, you're not gonna be a good example. That's just how it is. And so we just continually pass it on. You know, we it's a real sad, it's a real, sad situation to see
It
so
is.
many broken homes. But it's honestly my whole perspective on dating and men and women getting together changed within the last 2 to 3 years, because I feel like the whole purpose of a family structure, the whole purpose is for family. We look at it as self-pleasure.
That's
We please
talking about
myself.
men as we, right?
Say that again.
When you say we, you're talking about men, right?
I'm talking about men and women.
Okay.
A lot of times we look at dating as self-pleasure, like, yo, I want to date this guy because he looks good, he makes me feel good, right? Not if he's going to be a good dad, if he's going to be a good husband, a good leader. And so, but the whole purpose of a family is so that the kids have the right support to, in order to be successful, to have a better chance of being successful. If you don't look at it like that, right, then you can go in and out of a relationship as soon as you're not happy. It don't matter if you have kids or not. You'll be like, you know what, I'm not happy in this relationship because you done made me upset, or you done something I didn't like. And then it's easy for you to break up, and the kids suffer because, and I look at it like this: if you have a race, if you line some kids up for a race, and they all on tricycles, right? So tricycles have 3 tires. So if you give half of the kids tricycles that only have 2 tires on it, right? It don't matter. Like maybe the left one, right one, or the front one missing, and you give the other half the kids that have all 3 tires, tricycle tires. Who do you think has the better opportunity of winning?
All
The
three.
ones that have all 3 tires in place. That's what the family structure does. When you have a family structure, the father and the mother and working together in the family, then you have a kid in a situation where they are equal across the board and they can have the opportunity to be successful. It's not saying success is guaranteed, because anybody can make it, but guess what? You have the tools now. You have a better opportunity because everybody's together. So if you don't look at your family with the strong value in that aspect, your kids, instead you look at your personally, like, I'm not happy, then you'll be tearing the kids up, because the kids is always who suffer. They always who suffer.
No, that's true. That's true. And we got somebody that you right up. I think Justin just joined the party.
What's up, Justin?
What up?
What's going on today, brother? Appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you coming on.
All right.
Let's hear your perspective once again, bro.
Justin, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Hit us with it, Justin.
On what?
Yo, what's up, man?
Perspective.
Still on the same perspective.
Yeah.
It all. I think part of today is overthinking everything, overanalyzing, right? So I say that, yet here we are talking about everything.
Right.
Okay. However, if you stop overthinking things and you let things happen naturally through the course of things, that's a different thing.
Yeah, we're talking about
it's not shooting a shot. It's just being who you are and letting things happen naturally. Now, I get it. In order for you to have met your lady, she would have had to have shot her shot, which she did.
Right.
And, because if you weren't local, how would she have done that? Right.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. I think like most things in life, it's kind of overcomplicated.
No, that's true. That's
When we
true.
start having conversations like this, you start diving down these paths like Mr. Research. He said a lot of things, and it's the path that he went down kind of went down a weird, I'm not gonna say a weird way, but it definitely went down a path of ego for women and money and power, that it's a discussion topic, not necessarily today's, but it was an interesting avenue that he made a hard left on.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about earlier. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's like, talking about my homeboy, old Tank Top Tony. I mean, I get it, but men and women do that. Women will find a dude that has absolutely zero value of life. They are not a breadwinner. Mm-hmm. They are not even close to a breadwinner. They are not a guy that you should be trying to have kids with.
Yeah.
Yet at the end of the day, these girls get pissed off when those guys don't change because of the life that they wanted them to leave or live with them.
Yeah.
And that's, it goes back to that decision making, and guys do it too. That's not a one-way street. That is a two-way avenue.
Yeah.
Men and women both do that. But,
so you know how you get out of that? You have to have a specific purpose for whatever it is you do. I've learned this, that the human mind should never be without a purpose, a specific plan that you're working towards. So if you're dating and you don't have a purpose for it, then you're liable to do anything. You're liable to accept anything. But if you have a specific purpose for what you're doing, then you can piece it together and it'll form the discipline. Like women fall in, they get with these guys because they're really not looking for a father figure or anybody to support them. They just looking to have fun. And then they get caught up in this situation. Either they get pregnant or something. And so now they put themselves in this situation. But if you had a specific purpose in the beginning, you can see that, this guy does not line up with where my life is going right now. And so if I get involved with this guy, I run the chance of getting derailed. Yeah. So you have to keep that in mind, that it depends on what your focus is. And a lot of us, sometimes we're just not focused. We're not focused for the future. It's just for right now. What's making me happy now? This guy looks good. He got that nice tank top on. So I'm gonna holler at this guy.
but what you're saying is correct. But the thing, the comment from Mr. Research is you see these beautiful Spanish women with that 4'6" dude with that hairy chest. You know why? Because those women are smart enough to realize that they don't need a male model in their life. What they need is a 50-50 partner.
True.
They need a teammate. Remember, marriage isn't all about what can you do for me. It's what can we do together.
Right.
It is at the end of the day, if you do decide to go down the route of marriage and involve the government and have a piece of paper and shit like that, it is a business. It is you and your spouse against everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's you guys working together to have the best life that you could possibly have together.
Yep. Right.
And you see when marriages fail, it's because that partnership was never strong enough.
Yeah, I agree. It was never viewed as a partnership in the beginning. I agree.
Yeah, I just about to say, yeah. No,
think about like your grandparents and people that you grew up with that were married for 50, 60 years. Like my grandparents. My grandparents never did shit without asking each other. Ever.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if it was going to the store to get milk.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to know what I? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
it was always a conversation of hey, I'm going to go do this. We're going to go do that. Okay, I'll see you when you get back. It's that two-way street.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I just to add what Justin said. What I really think what messed a lot of things up, and there's gonna be women out there that's gonna get mad at me, but all I gotta say is good luck. This feminism stuff, man, it's what I'm saying. Like you got a lot of women that look at this stuff now, like, oh, why should I have to tell him what I'm gonna do? And why do I gotta ask for permission? It's not really you asking for permission. It's just you communicating. And the man too. You're pretty, and man got egos too. It's you communicating to the other person, like, hey, you know, I want to go do this, I want to go do that, yada yada yada. But I've had so many conversations with so many. I'm gonna just say women because it's been women. I haven't really had a conversation with men, but like a lot of them feel like, oh, well, I'm grown, you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm married, but I'm grown, I should be able to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the whole purpose of it. What you said?
You can do that when you're single.
Exactly.
You can do that when you're dating. But that comes to a hard stop at some point. But again, that comes down to that conversation about where does your ego fall off the plate? Mm-hmm. You know, am I really willing to allow that pull in both directions of I have to give and I have to get?
Right.
Some people don't understand that. So it's like it goes back to that. I'm not going to say new money kind of thing, but it's that empowerment thing. Men have. The conversation I had the other day with somebody was, you look at like families in the 50s and the 60s. Black families were like this. They included the husbands and wives worked together as a unit, togetherness. They built big families because that's what they wanted. White men beat the shit out of their women because it was the ego trip of, I run the household. I have the final say. This is what I do. Mm-hmm. And it's just nowadays, it's not that way. But I think because there's a weird shift in empowerment, because we want women to have power. We want women to have their say. We want to have a level playing field for everybody, because that's kind of where we're at. I say that because we're at the generation where we're more accepting of things like this. Guys that are 20 years older than us would probably be like, nah, I'm okay. I tell her what to do, and that's the way.
It's a generational thing anyway.
Correct.
Yeah.
But, and especially younger, men and women from us, I know I'm middle-aged at this point. It comes down to that whole thing of like, well, I ain't telling him what I'm doing because it's none of his business. Well, then how is he your partner?
Right.
Yeah.
But that goes both ways. God would say that too. I ain't telling her shit because all she's going to do is be nosy and dig into my business. Well, what is
your business? It's not your business.
Chick, and there's an investment.
Right.
But, that whole thing comes down to that conversation about this. A relationship is a business. It's a 50-50 grind.
It is, and that whole partnership is learned. This is stuff that people have to learn and understand, and it has to be applied. Because I used to feel like that too before, long time ago, like was mine is mine. You see it in relationships. This is mine. They got separate accounts. They got this, and that stuff grows. It's seeds that's planted. And pretty soon you can easily separate when you start off like that. So you have to start off, like you said, 50-50 or 100-100. Everybody has the same thing. Everybody has access and full communication to everything in the beginning. You got to set that foundation. But getting to that point about women empowerment, it's unfortunate, but there's so many fathers and males that's not in their women's lives that they had to be somehow to keep going. You see what I'm saying? And so we shoot ourselves when we're not there. So now that this woman has to raise these kids by herself, she has to be empowered. But you can't learn that behavior and become a habit, and then when you meet a man, just switch. Go ahead.
Or that jades their opinion of men.
Yeah,
exactly. A father that's not there, and this can go for both men and women.
Exactly.
You have a parental figure, because that could go both ways too, that's not there. So that change, or you see that they have changed as a person over the course of the year. So that dad that was there at the beginning, that was a good dude, runs out, starts to cheat, does all these other bad things. Then as a child gets older, their mind is always learning. It's adaptive. They see these things. Then they just develop this icon, this thing of like, man, men ain't shit.
Yeah.
And it's based off of one person.
Yeah.
It's the wrong, and it's a horrible thing to say. It's just that one judgment, but that can shape somebody's entire future moving forward through life until maybe they get an opportunity to see that, hey, all men ain't like my dad.
Right.
You know?
Or two people. What about the other aspect where you'd be like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm just like my dad.
Yeah.
So you have the other aspect where you have the son or the male figure that's looking up and be like, yo, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to cheat, or I'm supposed to have a bunch of women and stuff like that. So I mean, it's
See, this whole conversation can branch out in different ways, and this is what I wanted to happen when this topic was brought up. So it branches out in so many different ways. Like Justin stated earlier, it's not an issue. It's more so it's a topic. It shouldn't even be an issue. I totally agree with what Justin was saying earlier about you got to let stuff happen naturally. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, especially in this day and age, I think a lot is forced. If you let something happen naturally, no matter how the situation starts or how it's brought to your front door, let it happen naturally, and whatever happens is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with what was said is on the aspect. I've been wanting to say that, which I was running for a while, but I was just wanting to make comment on what Justin said earlier.
See, like that naturally happening thing.
Yeah,
it goes back to like what Jimmy said. That girl that's been there, kind of poking and prodding, and staying around. That's that natural effect.
Yeah,
that's that thing that you want, because it wasn't I want just him to be around for right now. It's she stayed around him, he has stayed around her without knowing it. She knew it, but that's that natural causation of bringing two people together.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely right. I love it.
Man, I miss Justin. I miss hey. Me and Justin, man, Brandon, me and Nate be trying to tell you, boy. Y'all, we can tell you just don't understand. These conversations like this, we would have this literally every day, sometimes twice a day at Tropicana.
That's right.
I believe it, man. I believe it. I appreciate you for coming on, Justin, man. I really do. And also, I want to appreciate you also, Justin, because we was talking about it. What was it, last week or the week?
Yeah, we got something for you, man. We got
something for you, bro, because you have been a consistent, like ever since we started.
Consistent presence.
Us a consistent supporter of this podcast, bro.
I think I'll be one of those fake Facebook favorite fan page things I keep getting in my email. Is it?
Oh,
and the top supporter type.
Yeah.
I
get like one a day.
Nah, we was just talking about you a couple weeks, or was it last week, whatever it was. We were just talking about how you just been a consistent commenter and just being there every time we jumping on Saturday mornings, man. We got something brewing up for you. So
it's a good conversation. That's the thing. I mean, like don't get me wrong. Like I said, the comment about overthinking, but sometimes it's not necessarily overthinking if you're just expressing your feelings.
True.
Because, talking about like right and wrong and stuff. So like I can easily be showed a different light, for many things.
Yeah.
But if I don't get exposed to the conversation or to the points, how would I ever know? Unless I wanted to learn and try to change myself for the better.
Right.
And just to throw in there too, like we're talking about all of this. Adrian, myself, and another brother Howard, we started. I don't know if I invited Justin to it or not, but we call it Impact, and it's pretty much like us as men, which we all coming together. We have financial speakers come and talk to us, because we know that everybody don't know everything about finances, and we talk about relationships, we talk about fitness, we talk about everything that we can that can help, help mold and shape us as men better. You know what I'm saying? So that we're not continually running into the situations where, us as men, we breaking a woman's heart, and then, and now is we're part of tainting her outlook and perspective on men and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that like stuff like this is part of the reason why Adrian, like I said, Adrian, my brother Adrian and Howard, we started this impact thing. It's just men coming together, iron sharpens iron. How can I help you grow? How can we help each other grow and things like that and be better? Not just for ourselves, but for our children, community, and abroad.
Absolutely, y'all got a good thing running with that too, man. That's something that is amazing. That a lot of men couldn't even step forward and just open up. You know what I mean? So that's an awesome flow front that y'all on the platform that y'all have created. For that aspect. It's a couple comments here, Jimmy. You want to read off those comments before we wrap this part up?
You could go ahead.
You the comment guy. That's why I be asking.
I don't want to. That's why I say you could go ahead. What you said? What you said, Justin?
All of a sudden, you don't want to talk? Come on, man.
What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
All right. Well, let me pick and choose. Let me see.
You ain't got to do all of them. Just pick one out the bunch.
Okay. My grandma on here. Hey, grandma. I don't know if you're still on here, but she got a comment on. Pretty much. She raised her kids by herself, and listen, she raised my mom, and if anybody know my mom, that lady there, she's quite amazing. Quite amazing. She's rough, she tough, but at the end of the day, she know that that woman loves you.
But she had to wear 2 pairs of shoes. That's why.
Yes.
Or 2 pair of pants, however you want to paraphrase it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, Carolyn, don't forget that a lot aren't only looking for fun, but they're looking for funds as well. I think that was when Justin was talking about something that you said that she commented on that. I had to leave for my daughter, so I don't know exactly. I got to look back to see everything that Justin said. Let me see. But that's pretty much it, though, right?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, just Carolyn, my grandma. Yeah, that's pretty much it from when Justin came on.
Yes, sir. That's pretty much it. I mean, like I was saying earlier, this whole subject branched out to many other different avenues that I kind of planned for it to happen like this. We talked about some stuff that kind of veered away from the subject, but it also had its connection to it. And let's just wrap it up on that. Anybody that's watching, you're more than welcome to still comment. Like I said, just want to thank Justin for coming on as well, and thanking Dante. I don't know if Dante even there.
He probably not.
Yeah, Dante probably not there.
Yeah.
But Justin, man, like I said, I appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, man, I enjoy it.
Yeah, man, we enjoy you being here and then being a consistent, like I said, consistent family member of this podcast. So thank you, brother.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate you having me.
No problem, man. So, Jimmy, we want to roll to the next one?
The Black History. Justin, I don't know if you want to stick around for this one or if you want to take off, but we're gonna we did a couple research on medical people in the medical world, Black history, whether it's United States or the world. We just whoever came out to us, we could just did a smaller thing of research. We just want to bring up some things to everybody that's listening. But the person that I looked up, his name is James McComb Smith. No,
I did the same one.
Stop playing.
No, when you said James, you know what? Listen.
Collaborate on the project before you get to class.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to keep everything organic a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I go ahead. You go ahead and speak on James.
No, we can just collab on the same thing. Just collab.
Oh, okay. All right. So when I read up on James, the nickname that it gave him was the man of the first. Yep. Because he was African American. He was the man who pretty much was the first to do a lot of things. And if you know, if you study history, the person that was the first to do it, you know, that's always a rough, tough, lonely road that person or that group of people has to travel down. But one of the things that he did was he was the first African American to receive a medical degree. He was born in 1813 and he died in 1865.
1837 was that year that he was the first to receive.
1837. Okay.
Yeah, that first medical degree.
You can hit the next one.
He's the first Black person to own and operate a pharmacy in the United States. He's the first Black physician to be published in the U.S. medical journals. So that's something I didn't know. I thought that was cool to find out. He's very good friends with Frederick Douglass. Walk beside Frederick Douglass. He debunked, I don't know if you saw this, Jimmy, debunked such theories of Thomas Jefferson in some of his notes of the state of Virginia. So, I mean, I didn't look too deep.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that one, no.
Yeah, I didn't look too deep into that. I thought that was pretty interesting. That's probably something that we can come back to the show with. I'll probably come back to the show next week with some type of research on what he debunked about Thomas Jefferson. But, yeah, just that was just pretty much all the small facts I gathered around him. I thought it was pretty interesting when I looked it up.
But I do have someone else I could speak on too, though. His name is Charles Richard Drew, 1904 to 1950. He's known as the father of the blood bank. He helped come up with blood preservation. He helped come up with the process for blood blood donations and the plasma, like the previous episode I spoke about. And he has something to do with learning how to take the plasma out of our blood too. So that's huge too.
Yeah, especially because a lot of people do that these days with going and getting plasma taken out. So he's the first person to do it, or
no? He's the creator. He's the originator, the pioneer.
Okay.
Yes.
Process.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, he made the process. Yes.
That's what's up. I didn't know that neither.
So the idea probably is already there, but he came up with how to do it.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's pretty dope.
Charles Richard Drew.
You guys not gonna have Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, first Black American open heart surgeon.
We was gonna get to him, but because they did a movie on him, right? I really liked it. Yeah, I really liked him. I forget what's the movie called. Hands or what was it called? Shoot.
But he also he co-founded the National Medical Association, which is what most things are.
Okay.
So when you talk about pioneer trendsetters, he's one of the top. Like, I'm not taking anything away from inventors and stuff like that, but you're talking about a guy that broke like legitimate barriers.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the top guys.
Okay. That's good to know.
If you want to see just an absolute epic mustache, Google the name.
He's absolute epic mustache. Google the name. That's what's up. Thanks for bringing that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So see, and to our listeners, us as even African Americans don't even know some of this stuff. Like I said, we weren't even taught some of this stuff in school. So
yeah, but I mean, a lot of this stuff is things that you have to be willing to go out and learn.
That's true. That's true.
How many times do you want to hear the story about Albert Einstein suing a young Black man so he can try to take credit for his work?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a legitimately factual thing. It's not going to be told to you, in school or anything like that, but it's there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you're right. You got to be willing to learn and dive in and to make sure that you got your actual factuals, like I like to say. You got to make sure you have your actual factual and you want to learn and receive this stuff into your membrane. So that's dope. That's dope. Anything else we got to add today, fellas?
Nah, that's it for me.
Hey, man, I just want to say I appreciate everybody for commenting today. Please like, subscribe, share, subscribe to the YouTube page. it's a blessing having everybody come into the cookout today. For those that did not make it, you will be here soon, and we will put you on blast for it, for saying you're going to be here and you don't. Hey, Jimmy, that's what family members do, right?
Hey. That's what family members do.
I appreciate everybody that stopped in today. Coach A, Adrian, my girl Sam, Justin, Mr. Research. Thank y'all for jumping on today. This is Family Talk, man. This is Family Talk. Let's discuss it.
And before you go,
what's up?
You know, and to all our listeners, y'all saw how like this was part of our vision when we first got started.
Yeah.
Like how Justin came in, Mr. Research came in, Dante came in out of nowhere. We want people to start coming in. Like I said, the links for you to get in is really simple. You know, it's not rocket science. They're gonna send a code to you. They're gonna send a link to your email. It'll be on our YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page, hit on the link, come in. You can say what you got to say. You can stick around, or you can leave. Like we want everybody to come in. Because like we learned something from Mr. Research today. We've learned something from Justin today. We learned something from Dante, from Adrian. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We don't know everything, and we'll tell you that we don't know everything.
Don't know everything. No. And there's always a different perspective, and we don't want everybody to think that our perspective is the right perspective. This is why we want y'all to join, interject your perspective. Help us see something else that we may not see. Like Justin helped us saw something today on the subject that we did not see. Mr. Research, even though he came left field, he helped us see something that we did not see within this comments. Adrian always helps us see something. Like I said, Dante, he had his comment, and he came on and explained his comment. So this is what we want our family members to do. This is how we grow. And as long as we keep doing that, keep having these great conversations that a lot of people really don't have, it'll be amazing.
Amazing.
You still ain't sent me that neither.
Oh,
you still ain't sent me that. Yeah, send that to me. But like I said, family, we will probably see y'all next Saturday. This is Family Talk. I'm your host, B.
Chef Jimbo. Family member Justin Westfall in the building.
Justin in the building. And we're going to get back at y'all next week. Y'all have a safe and blessed weekend. Take care out there with this coronavirus, and we'll see y'all soon.
Later.
Yes, sir.